Okay, right. See if this one looks good. Right. How big are we going to make this? This one we're just going to be intuitive here with 200. We're going to make this into something interesting. So go here. Contrast. I'm going to make this one go there. This one's going to be an interesting one. We can make it look good. So hopefully it'll turn up a treat. Alright. Right, we've got that, and now we're just going to get our original. And this one here is, it's a booklet for what's called Musica Viva. Okay, interesting. Nice looking lady on her cello. I think it's a cello. I'm not sure what the fuck it is. I'm not a music professional, or I'm not into cello music or orchestral music that much. I do like orchestral music, but I'm more into the electronic stuff, but it's really nice what's really cool is when electronic music fuses with orchestral music, like in the old album called Switched on Bach, which came out in 1968 by a genius called he was called Walter Carlos. He was formerly known as Walter Carlos, but he became, soon after the success of that album Switched on Bach, I think he had more than enough money to go and have a sex change operation because he felt unhappy with his gender, and he became Wendy Carlos. So if you're looking up Walter Carlos, don't bother, because there's not much. He wants to be called Wendy. That's how he feels. And we've got to respect that, even if it sounds a bit weird, but I'm pretty sure in this day and age, people would accept that. So yeah, that's what he likes. He likes to be called Wendy because that's how he feels. He feels more comfortable in his own skin if he's Wendy instead of Walter. So yeah, but his music is brilliant. He's a real genius. I really love his Switched on Bach, and some of the Well-Tempered Synthesizer, which was a later album, was nowhere near as nice as Switched on Bach, but it still had some really good pieces in it. But I sort of appreciate, we're just keeping those in the middle, and we're using the contrast with if we touch that, it's going, whatever, won't get to too much detail here. But basically, he wrote, I keep saying he, but I know she likes to be called she. But anyway, he or she wrote some other stuff. I'd like to see some more of it. I bought the album Switched on Bach 2000, but it didn't have anywhere as much niceness as the original Switched on Bach. She made it sound too acoustic. It sounded a bit too acoustic for my liking. Whereas in these earlier albums, they were like Switched on Bach and the Well-Tempered Synthesizer. I think they're the only two I've listened to. I know there's other ones like A Clockwork Orange. That's another old one for the horror movie called A Clockwork Orange. But I don't think I've ever heard that piece of music or that album or any of it. Maybe I have. Maybe they played it somewhere on the radio when I was a kid, but I don't know of that piece of that production, A Clockwork Orange. It's basically a horror movie. That's what the name of a horror movie, and it's basically music from that horror movie. I don't like horror movies, but I'm pretty sure it's probably, judging by the fact that it's really old, just like Switched on Bach, or maybe I think it's later than Switched on Bach, I might appreciate it. I'll have to have a listen to it. I'll have to go through. There's other pieces. There's lots of music I haven't heard of hers, so I'm going to have to get in there one day and maybe go on iTunes and have a listen if I have time. If I have time between my demos and shit, well, I can have a listen and see what I think of other albums that Wendy Carlos has released. Let's see how we go. So yeah, that's that there, and this one here. Okay. Right, so that looks interesting. I think now we can call this demo quits.